you. With this video, we are going to work on the hamstrings. I get a lot of people wanting to work on their flexibility and that kind of thing, so hamstrings, good place to start. So we will start off, well, first of all, you know the drill. If you're in, when I say comfortable cross-legged position, you can always grab a pillow and slide it underneath your hiney boo. Or if you have a rolled up towel, a blanket, or something like that, that will help make that comfortable cross-legged position a little bit more comfortable. Also taking the pressure off the knees. And don't forget to breathe. Breathing is crucial. I can't come over there and help you with your CPR or anything like that, so you have to breathe with me. Use that ujjayi breathing. Deep inhalations, deep exhalations. And as you exhale, keeping the mouth closed, narrowing the epiglottis, giving that Darth Vader breath, as I call it. That's the sound you should make as you hollow out that epiglottis. Now we're going to start off, however, this time in a supine position here. And you can keep the supporting knee bent as you draw the right knee into the chest. And I want you to rotate that leg clockwise a few times, just warming up the hip and hip socket as well as your hamstring. And then go counterclockwise a few times. And then draw the knee into the chest and extend and bring it in and extend, bring it in, extend, bring it in and extend. Now draw the knee in and I want you to bring it to a 90-degree angle. You can have that knee at the chest. You can have it in the armpit. You can even have it on the floor if you just got it like that. And then extend that leg overhead. You can grab anywhere along the leg you need to, under the thigh, behind the calf, foot, the toes, but wherever you grab, make sure that you keep the shoulders on your mat. Don't allow them to come forward. Keep them on your mat and grab hold of your leg or foot. And again, draw the knee into that 90-degree angle. You can have this foot dorsiflex, plantar flex. It doesn't really matter that much. And then extend again, bringing it just a smidge closer to the torso. And then bend again, armpit, chest, floor, whatever you feel like. And extend, smidge closer. Again, drawing that knee in, that 90-degree angle, and extend a little bit more. Shoulders are down and away from the ears, and bring it in one more time as you exhale and extend. Now lower that foot to the floor and draw the left knee into the chest. Let's rotate this one counterclockwise a few times. And don't forget, this knee doesn't have to be bent. If you don't need that modification, you can extend it. However, if it is extended, go clockwise. If it is extended, keep that leg straight. You don't want to tighten the knee, but you do want it fully straight. You don't want it slightly bent here. It's either fully bent or fully extended. Now let's draw this knee into the chest. And then open it up to that 90-degree angle. And then extend. Oh, heck, I forgot. In and extend. And bend. And extend. And bend. And extend. And bend. And extend. Now, do that 90-degree angle. Chest, armpit, or floor. You choose. And extend, grabbing anywhere along the leg that you feel comfortable. And of course, one leg is going to be a little more flexible than the other, so don't expect them to do the same thing. It's not going to happen. Draw that knee into the chest and then extend. Don't forget the modification. Bring it in, 90-degree angle. dorsiflexed or plantar flexed. You choose. And extend. But of course, dorsiflexed, you have much more of a hamstring stretch that way. And then bend. And extend. Now lower that foot down. We're going to cross the right ankle onto the thigh, drawing the left knee into the chest. And this one's going to give you a really good hip opener right here. And just to really get an intense hamstring stretch, you're going to extend the leg up, plantar flex or dorsiflex, and then draw that leg into the torso. Now you're going to find that you are in a posterior pelvic tilt. So you want to think of aiming your coccyx bone toward the mat, aiming it downward in an anterior pelvic tilt, and that will give you more of a hamstring stretch here. So those last 5 vertebrae ripple down to the floor. Now if you want just a little bit more, because this just isn't bad enough for you, bend that knee. Talk about a hip opener here. And then extend. And then bring that coccyx bone towards your mat. Again, bend. Ooh, hip opener. Help me, help me. And then extend. Tailbone toward the mat. Bend. One more time. Maybe 2 more times. Heck, why not? And extend. Tailbone toward the mat. And bend. And of course, you can hold under here. And extend. Now release that foot to the floor. Uncross the right leg and cross the left leg over. Draw the right knee into the chest. Ooh, there's that hip opener right there. Yep, I'm feeling it. I don't know about you, but I certainly am. Now extend that leg up. Plantar flex or dorsiflex. Plantar flex or dorsiflex. There you go. And then grabbing wherever you need to along the leg. Bend that knee into the chest. There's that posterior pelvic tilt. We're going to aim it downward as you extend. Keep the chest open. Shoulders pressed against your mat. And bend again. 90-degree angle. Holy mackerel. And then extend. Oh, yeah. Ooh, who came up with this foolishness? Oh, yeah. That was me. Jeez. All right. Bend. And extend. And let's go one more time. And bend. And extend. And then lower that foot down, uncross it. Oh, and then just open out into butterfly. Ooh. And you can just press down on the inner thigh, keeping the rib cage retracted, moving the shoulders away from the earlobes. Breathing into the posture. Now bring the thighs together. Draw the knees into the chest, cross at the ankles, and let's rock up. Oh, yeah. Now, let's do a little spinal twist while we're here. Crossing the right leg over the left. You're going to wrap the left arm around, reach around with the right, hugging that knee in. Oh, into that spinal twist. And the release hand, torso, and head. You're going to drop the knee down, have that foot on the top of the thigh, and you're going to walk down the leg. And as you walk down that leg, I want you to think of maintaining a nice erect spine and keeping the chest open. Shoulders are down and back. Sternum reaches forward. And keep the neck in line with the spine. You don't want to reach the chin forward, nor do you want to drop the chin down. So look toward the front of your mat. Grabbing hold of the leg or foot, wherever you grab hold of, maintain that open chest and shoulders are down. Nice flat back. Ah, yeah. Inhaling as you lengthen the spine. Exhale as you lower from the hip flexors. Keep the upper back straight and make the movement come from your hip flexors. Inhaling. And a little deeper. Chest stays open. Now let's walk back up the leg. Extending the right leg and bring the left leg in. Let's wrap and twist. Sorry, I'm going to move into the spinal twist with the exhalation. And then release hand, torso, and head. Bringing the ankle onto the thigh, dropping the knee down, dorsiflexing those toes, and let's take a walk down the leg. Woo, yeah, buddy. Lengthening that spine, looking toward the front of your mat, grabbing hold of the leg wherever you can, where your back remains flat. Inhaling lengthens. Exhaling lowers. Chest stays open. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale a little lower. From the hip flexors, inhale, lengthen. Exhale a little lower. Fullest extent of your stretch. And then walk it back up the leg. Extend that left leg and let's just shake that out. I'm going to turn and face you, having that right leg out to the side. We are going to keep the toes curled up as you walk forward. You stack one hand on top of the other. And if you can go a little bit lower, all the way to the floor, if you wish. But if you are all the way on the floor, remember, elongate that spine. And then push back up. And then let's sweep the arms over to the right. Now fully extend that top arm, keeping it right alongside that ear. Now this right hand can either cross over and just press down on that left thigh. But if you want a little bit more, yeah, I got jokes. You can grab hold of the toes with the left hand and the heel with the right. Remember to have the shoulders stacked, chest is open here. And then come up. Yeah. And you're going to rotate around. You're going to either take this hand to the shin, or if you want a little bit more, yes, I know, I got jokes, whatever. You can take it to the outside of the foot. Right hand wraps around behind, grabs the thigh. Just options, people, just options. And then lower down. Don't forget to breathe. And release the hands. Let's go in the other direction. Opening up the left leg. Let's walk it down. Stacking one hand on top of the other. If you wish, flatten it out. And come back up. Let's reach over to the left. Either crossing the arm over, pressing down on that thigh, or grabbing hold, shoulders stacked, and then rotate it around, squaring off the shoulders. So think of bringing that right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, holding anywhere along the leg that you wish, and then lower down. Trying to keep your back flat, ideally, in a perfect world, right? And then come back up. Yeah, there you go. Now we're going to turn this leg in and come up. From here, let's make a 90-degree angle with this back leg. And the front leg is fully extended. If you want a more intense hamstring stretch, dorsiflex. Fingertips on the floor, nice flat back. Exhale as you lower the torso down. And then push back up, and you're going to shift the weight forward into lizard and arch back, just to give that hamstring a little relief. Oh yeah. And then again, shift it back, curling the toes under, up if you wish. And then come to lizard, or place the hands on the thigh for a modified dragon. Bring the fingertips back down. And extend that leg. Exhaling. Don't forget. Shifting the weight forward into lizard. Either fingertips on the floor, or hands on the thigh, or you can go into the full dragon. And sweep the hands back down. Bringing that foot back and extending the opposite leg. 90-degree angle here. Plantar flexor, dorsiflex. Hinging forward from the hip flexors. Fingertips on the floor. Nice flat back. Exhale, lower down. Ooh, is that hamstring singing to you like mine is singing to me? Holy mackerel, I tell you what. Shift that weight forward for lizard. Oh, yeah. Need that bit of relief right there, right? And then come back. Ooh, Nelly. Flat back, shoulders away from the earlobes. Don't need to have shoulders for earrings, especially if you already have some on. I don't, but that's okay. And shift the weight forward. Hands on the thigh. You want to move up to the next level. And then place the fingertips back on the floor. Straighten it out. Plantar flexor, dorsiflex. Breathing is not optional. I'm just saying. Shift the weight forward. Fingertips, palms, or dragon. Can you see me? Yeah. Sweep it down. Bring the foot back and let's go into hallelujah, child's pose. Okay, that's all you get. Don't get too excited in that pose. Yeah. Step one foot forward, curl the toes back on the other, and you're going to straighten out into a pyramid. So the heel of the front foot is going to be in line with the instep of the back. That back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Nice flat back, parallel to your mat here. Fingertips on the floor. You can even use a block. Block is your best friend, just saying. You can use block, or you can even do fists. But in any case, we're going to try lowering down a little bit more. Now think of bringing that front hip forward, back hip back. Torso lowers toward the leg, hinging from the hip flexors yet again. You can also have the hands on the leg, but you got to have some good balancing skills to do that. Just put it out there. All right, let's walk it around to the front. Oh yeah, other side. Heel of the front foot in line with the instep of the back. Exhale, lower the torso down. Breathing's good here. Remember the hips, squaring those off. Come back to the front. And you're going to bend those elbows down. Now to intensify this hamstring stretch, think of that anterior pelvic tilt, dropping the pelvis downward, lifting the tailbone upward. One more breath. Come back onto the hands and let's draw the knees in here. Oh yeah. And child's pose. It's a beautiful thing. And let's roll up. Sweeping the arms out and up. Hands in Anjali Mudra. Take 2 slow, deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you for joining.